From downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
The heat continues underneath the chief of the Michigan State Police. More calls for her resignation. Will she? We'll let you know.
Breaking news in the tragic incident involving a woman accidentally shot to death while being mauled by a dog. We are hearing from the man who fired those fatal shots. That horrific scene unfolding last night on Detroit's east side when witnesses say a stray dog pulled a woman into the street and a CPL holder ran out of his home and tried to help. Our Paula Duttman just spoke with that man. And Paula, it is difficult to imagine what he must be feeling today.
Karen, he is heartbroken. Of course he is. This entire community is heartbroken. This is a sparse community, but it's a community where people know each other, where they wave at one another, where they actually do gardening to feed others. They also know that there's a pack of dogs that runs this neighborhood. Neighbors have been afraid to come out of their homes on quite a few occasions. When this man came home last night, and again, he's known as a good Samaritan. Everyone I've spoken to has said that this is a guy who comes to your rescue no matter what's going on. He was actually outside spraying for insects. He heard a woman calling him by name. He looked up and saw she was being mauled by a dog. He grabbed his gun. He has a license for that gun. He grabbed his gun. He went to try to shield that woman when that gun went off. Yes, he is devastated.
I was down the street getting ready to spray bugs and stuff like that. There was a bunch of them little bugs. Sometimes they be at the gas station, about to spray that. And Miss Barbara, Pat, I think she's about like right in the middle. Help me, Mike, help me, Mike. You know, and I run down trying to shield her from the dog. And next thing you know, it just hurt so bad.
You can certainly imagine why he's so distraught. He has been talking to police. They tell me they're still continuing their investigation as they do because a woman lost her life in this. He's been given all of his belongings back except for the gun itself. Police will prepare a report to send to the prosecutor's office, but they do say that he is fully cooperating. We are still talking to family. We are talking to friends. We're getting the face to put on this woman so that we can tell her story today at 4. Karen?
All right, we will join you back at 4 o'clock. Thank you, Paula. Developing right now, fallout continues for the Michigan State Police. The Detroit branch of the NAACP is holding a press conference calling on Governor Rick Snyder to address state police policies, practices, and the lack of diversity. The department is facing mounting allegations in connection to the ATV crash that killed a 15-year-old back in August. Let's bring in Rod Maloney. He is live at the press conference.
Yeah, hi, Karen. Good afternoon. You know, it's a situation where the NAACP wants to reach out to the governor to discuss essentially the resignation of the chief of the Michigan State Police, Christy Kibbe-Etu. Now, here is the situation. Though she has apologized, they say that is not enough. And the frustration that they feel is that they think that the problems with the Michigan State Police far exceed what it is that has transpired with her Facebook post and also the situation with the 15-year-old on the ATV. They say that the MSP is flat out racist. They say that the numbers of African American and minority officers has fallen in half since 1993 when the MSP was under a consent decree to try and fix these kinds of problems. They say that there is institutional racism within the organization and they want it changed, and they want it changed now, so that they have much to discuss with the governor. This is Wendell Anthony, the head of the Detroit NAACP.
And yes, she should resign, but that's one issue. The other issue is that the policies and programs must resign. The negative policies have to resign. If you change the director and leave the policies up, you've not done the job. The policies, the recruitment, the advancement, the racial sensitivity or insensitivity has to resign.
And so the governor has not spoken with Wendell Anthony, at least that's what he told us here today. We've reached out to the governor's office, haven't heard back from them, but interestingly enough, I did talk to the Michigan State Police, and their spokesman, Lieutenant Mike Shaw, told me that this is just political grandstanding, that the chief has said that she has apologized, or that she is sorry, and that she has apologized, and that she will not be resigning. And when it comes to things like minority recruitment, they're saying that if the NAACP had tried to reach out and work with Michigan State Police, that maybe some things like that could change. Much more to talk about with this. We'll have it on Local 4 News later on and in the 5 o'clock hour. Reporting live in Detroit, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
Time now for a Local 4 update on a story Local 4 has been following. New security camera video from inside the Meijer store on 8 Mile Road in Detroit shows a Detroit police officer hitting a suspected shoplifter with a baton. Detroit Police Chief James Craig says the officer took the action because the man went from resisting to becoming aggressive. The Detroit Coalition Against Police Brutality says there was no excuse for the officer to escalate the situation. Now to a story developing in California. More than a dozen wildfires are burning out of control in the northern part of the state, with additional fires burning to the south in Orange County. At least 1,500 structures are destroyed and thousands of people have been forced to evacuate. Major roadways have been shut down as firefighters work to stop the advance of the fires driven by powerful winds. Jennifer Bjorklund has a look from Napa.
A raging firestorm ripped through Northern California's wine country Monday, fueled by dry conditions and wind gusts topping 50 miles per hour.
It's like Armageddon out here.
It's insane. I've never seen anything like it.
15 fires are burning in 8 counties, taking down more than 1,500 structures, scorching vineyards and wineries, leaving at least 11 dead, and reports of more than 100 missing.
And this behind me is just a small snapshot of what's taking place. Resources actually continue to pour into this area, as well as different areas within the state, to mitigate these situations.
Thousands of people are under evacuation orders across Northern California, including 2 hospitals. California Highway Patrol used choppers to rescue dozens of people in their cars trapped by flames. Hundreds of firefighters attacking the blaze from the air and the ground.
We've got blocks and blocks and blocks of homes that are completely destroyed, neighborhoods that are destroyed.
Including the house that once belonged to Jose Vigil and his family, who narrowly escaped the fire.
The wind was so strong and so noisy, and the people driving crazy to try to get out.
In Southern California, another wind-fueled fire tore through Anaheim with smoke and flames visible from Disneyland. At least 6 homes burned to the ground.
And literally, this just went up in seconds.
Resources across the state stretched thin as investigators look for the cause to what started these deadly fires. And those investigations are going on even as the fires are still burning. It'll be weeks before crews can say these fires are out. In Napa, Jennifer Bjorklund, NBC News.
Winds are a little bit lighter out west, but not a lot of wet weather to help those folks out. We are expecting quite a bit of wet weather here, but not until late today and mostly tomorrow. In the meantime, a noticeable change from yesterday to today. Middle 60s in most areas, 64 Pontiac, 66 at Metro Airport, 66 in Ann Arbor, already 70 degrees in Monroe. And so it's barely noticeable when you compare our noon temps today to yesterday, the temperature change, but it is cooler by about 7, 8, 9 degrees in most locations compared to lunchtime yesterday. And we did hit 80 degrees on Monday, but we have these northeast winds coming off of the big lakes, and so that keeps our air a little cooler, a little drier, tries to eat into the showers to our south and west that are coming in. But in the meantime, we do have clouds streaming in, so we're not getting a ton of sun, but partly sunny with 66 now, on our way to about 70. A lot of you likely stuck in the middle upper 60s through the day, and that's not too bad. It's still above average or normal, but you see some more clouds that are coming in from the west-southwest, and there's the rain. Karen, we'll be tracking that as we head into a wet Wednesday coming up.
All right, thank you very much. Brandon. Well, if you haven't already registered to vote in the upcoming election, it is not too late. All eligible voters have until tonight to register to be able to participate in the election on Tuesday, November 7th. 75 counties will go to the polls, with 48 of them using that new election equipment. The new voting equipment uses an upgraded digital optical scan technology, which is expected to make it easy to use. To qualify as an eligible voter, you have to be at least 18 years old by Election Day, a U.S. citizen who is a resident of Michigan, and the city or town you wish to vote in. Still to come on Local 4 News at noon. New developments today in the ongoing tensions over North Korea's nuclear weapon and missile programs. What North Korea could do as soon as today. Plus, motive mystery. Police have made a pretty big change to the known timeline of events in the Las Vegas massacre, but dozens of questions still remain.
Hi, this is
The investigation into the Las Vegas concert massacre has led to a major change in the timeline of those deadly events. Investigators now say gunman Stephen Paddock shot and wounded a hotel security guard who was investigating an unrelated incident 6 minutes before Paddock opened fire on a concert crowd below his hotel window. It was earlier believed that the guard's appearance caused Paddock to stop firing on the crowd. Now the question of what made Paddock stop shooting remains another mystery in the case. There are new developments today in the ongoing tensions over North Korea's nuclear weapon and missile programs. Sources within Russia say North Korea could conduct new missile tests as soon as today. Today is the 72nd anniversary of North Korea's Workers' Party. Another possible date for a missile test is October 18th, the start of China's Communist Party Congress, and an opportunity for North Korea to respond to economic sanctions. North Korea is today denying reports it has hacked into information about South Korean and American contingency plans for war with the North. Still to come, grab your bib because we are talking barbecue ahead on Tasty Tuesday. The Downriver spot serving up an assortment of meats with sauce combinations you've probably never heard of. Hi, Brandon.
Hey, Karen, we are in need of rain, and boy, do we have some wet weather tracking down to our south. We have the clouds spreading in now, but get ready for a wet Wednesday. How much rain to expect and warming temperatures coming back into play. Coming up.
Don't wait. Introduce.
Good Tuesday afternoon, everybody. It's very pleasant out there. It is cooler than yesterday, but still very, very nice. Our October 10th average or normal temperature is at about 64. So that's where Pontiac is right now. But everywhere else we're seeing here in our 4-zone temperatures a little bit warmer. 66 Ann Arbor out west. Our metro zone 66 at Metro Airport, and Adrian down south 67. 70 is the number right now in Monroe, and I expect a lot of us will hit that number. Sun to partly sunny skies. East side may stay a little bit cooler. At least a few spots will stay cooler because of these northeast winds that will be upwards of 10 to 15 at times, gusting maybe a little bit stronger as we head through the afternoon hours, maybe a 20-mile-an-hour gust here or there. Nothing big, but just more of that cool and drying air, which is trying to hold off this rain. But by about midnight, we'll see rain showers coming down pretty steady through the overnight, slowing down your morning drive and temperatures down into the 50s and staying in the 50s for a good chunk of the morning, and maybe struggling to get out of the 50s. It is coming from the south, so it is slightly more moderate air or maybe warmer air. You see the first little wave is staying away from us for now. As we widen the view, we have much more to see out here to our south and west. So let's track it for you, time it on the computer model. 5 p.m., no problems. Here's midnight, and we have that rain coming in. Now, the yellows and oranges are indications on the model of some heavier rain, and you see that just kind of coming in waves here through the day tomorrow. here's the morning and the rush hour, which will be quite wet and very slippery, very slow as we head around town early on Wednesday. By about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, things start to wrap up. Not a definite that the evening commute is going to be in a ton better shape, but it should be a little bit better through the evening drive. One of our models here predicting the rain totals for Wednesday. Notice the blue here. This is about an inch, and parts of our west zone, including southern Livingston into Washtenaw and Lenawee counties, more into that 2-inch range. So we'll have to wait and see. Again, we badly need the rain, and you just don't want a little too much too fast. Still, we could use it. It'll be a good soaker on Wednesday. Thursday, a little more cloud cover than sunshine. And I guess here we go, Tasty Tuesday. A Wyandotte business owner rebuilt a century-old building. Then he created the recipes for his restaurant. In today's Tasty Tuesday, here is Alvy's Barbecue.
Alvy's Barbecue in Wyandotte is unique in every good way, from its menu and sauces,
a spicy peanut butter barbecue sauce,
to the chairs owner Alvin Fritz manufactured himself, swinging out from your table.
They use these in English boarding schools to save space.
Executive Chef Pitmaster Trevor Kowalczyk mans the indoor smoker and the wood-fired outdoor, smoking Southern-style flavors at Alvy's.
Full slab of St. Louis ribs. Go in the smoker roughly about 3 or 4 hours, low temp.
Smoked chicken wings, a multitude of sandwiches, excellent mac and cheese.
Homemade mac and cheese with 2 different blends of cheeses in there and our pulled pork right on top. Homemade potato crisp around the edge.
That mac could have pulled chicken, pork, or brisket on top. Everything is locally sourced for fresh sides like the zesty collard greens, green beans and bacon, cornbread, and the slaw with this signature Alvy's sandwich.
This is a hog heaven right here with the side of blue cheese slaw. We have sausage that goes in our smoker, smoked Hungarian. A nice mac patty.
The hog heaven can feed at least 2 people, but this barbecue family platter is for more. Several homemade barbecue sauces to choose from.
Feeds a whole family. You got the 4 sides of coleslaw, 4 sides of baked beans, 2 half chickens, full slab of ribs, and then you get your choice between a pound of pork or a pound of brisket.
Ooh, man, is that good. Check it out. Today only, Alvy's offering a free dessert. Maybe it's a fudge brownie. Maybe it's a cobbler. Maybe it's a little blueberry cornbread a la mode. But when you mention Tasty Tuesday, you have to, because that's how you get that free dessert with your entree. It's located on Biddle Avenue near Eureka Road in Wyandotte. Alvy's Barbecue.
All right, thank you very much, Brandon. Still to come, The Last Jedi. We are getting our first look at the latest edition of the highly anticipated Star Wars film. That's next.
100.3.
All right, Star Wars fans are rejoicing. Why? Take a look.
I saw raw, untamed power. And beyond that, something truly special.
The full trailer for the latest installment of the Star Wars series was released Monday night.
Yeah, the latest sneak peek filled with hidden clues, leaving fans with more questions than answers. The highly anticipated Star Wars The Last Jedi hits theaters December 15th.
All right. Gonna be there? You will?
Yeah, my kids love it. I love it.
All right. Thank you.